Hello, children. How are you all? I hope that all of you are good. Today we will do chapter number 10 of English Reader Book, My Dearest Lizzy. Student, Jane Austen is the author of this story. Now, the story which we will read in lesson number 10, it is not a complete story. It is an extract taken from a novel, Pride and Prejudice, written by Jane Austen. She was an English novelist. She is one of the most well known writers in English literature. Austen was given education at home and she lived a secluded life, and she has wrote and published novel anonymously. Anonymously means that she has not written down in her name. No one used to know her name. Secretly she has written down, and she has written mostly about the quiet life in the English villages and towns. English Reader Book, lesson number 10, page number 64, My Dearest Lizzy. Soon after Jane left for Netherfield, it started raining hard. Her sisters were worried for her, but her mother, Mrs. Bennet, was delighted with the turn of events. The next morning, a servant from Netherfield is a name of a state. This servant brought a note from Jane, which read that what has been written in the note? That she was very unwell and that her host insisted on her staying till she was better. Elizabeth, Jane's younger sister, feeling anxious, was determined to go to meet her sister Jane. As the carriage could not be arranged and she did not know how to ride a horse, walking was her only alternative. She can only walk and go there. She declared her determination to go to see her sick sister. Catherine and Lydia offered to accompany Elizabeth till Meryton. Meryton is the name of a place, and the three young ladies they together set off together. Elizabeth jumped over stiles and sprang over puddles, crossed field after field, and at last she arrived at Netherfield with tired ankles. Her stockings were dirty and her face was glowing. She was taken into the breakfast room where all were present except for Jane. Elizabeth's appearance created a great deal of surprise and disapproval. That she should have walked 3 miles so early in the day and in such a bad weather and all by herself was almost impossible to believe by Mrs. Hurst and Miss Bingley. In Mr. Bingley's manner there was good humour and kindness. Mr. Darcy was doubtful about justifying her coming so far alone. He could not help but admire her for her efforts. Elizabeth asked about her sister's health, but she was not given favourable answer. Jane had not slept well, was very feverish, not well enough to leave her room. Elizabeth was taken to her immediately. Elizabeth began to like Bingley's sister when she saw how much affection they showed for Jane. The apothecary means the doctor, he came and said that Jane has caught a violent cold. He advised her to return to bed and prescribed some medicines, some drugs for her. The advice was followed quickly, but the feverish symptoms of Jane increased and she also had an acute headache. And in the evening at about 3 o'clock, Elizabeth felt that she must go back home, and very unwillingly she told them she did not want to leave her sister and go. So unwillingly she told them that she has to go back. However, Jane, she wanted to keep her sister with her. Miss Bingley consequently invited Elizabeth to remain at Netherfield. And then Miss Bingley, she just invited Elizabeth that she could stay at Netherfield, and Elizabeth was grateful, was thankfully she agreed, and a servant was sent to Longbourn to inform the family about her stay and to bring back the change of clothes for Elizabeth and Jane. Student, we have completed this lesson. Please do read this lesson word by word and try to write down the answers for the questions given at the end of the lesson. Thank you. Students, please write down the question answers in your notebook. Plus, you have to write down the word meaning.